all days. Been a roll, been a roll.
All right, man. This is a special one for me right here, man. I've been trying to catch you with you, man. You stay on that bird or you stay working on all the smoke joint, man. But, man, thanks for coming through, Stack, man. Definitely, man.
It's a pleasure, man, because I knew you before I've actually met you.
Right.
You know, we know a lot of people in the same circles. And, you know, when I was a teenager, I was out there, I was really in the mix as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was out there fucking with some real solid guys
Right.
that spoke highly of you.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? And I ended up playing basketball with guys like Ed Sheffy,
Right.
Tiller Cosby, and all those guys.
Yeah.
So
Tiller.
and my real brother Gary Neal. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I felt like I met you before today, so it's only right I be here.
Right, yeah. Well, this the faces put together, but you gave me a lot of phone calls in San Antonio. You and Gary called me 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? so we went
In the streets.
In the streets, right? In the streets, right? But I know a lot of people know your story, man. For the people who don't know, where you grew up at? What's the city?
Home is Port Arthur, Texas. Home of Pimp C and Bun B, the legendary group UGK.
Yeah.
I was raised under that trio era.
Right.
I grew up in a city where it's 2 high schools, 1 major grocery store, and 8 sets of low-income housing.
Right.
So everybody knew everybody. Everybody was doing the same things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it out. I had a great support system.
Right.
My dad and my mom was never married, but my grandmother and grandfather basically raised me and my sister and brother, because my mama, she had one of those jobs where she worked 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. So she worked 12-hour shifts.
Right.
So a lot of times when I come home from school, she sleep.
Right.
And when we wake up at school, she already gone to work. Right. So it was days that we didn't see my mom.
Right.
So we just stayed at my grandmother's house on the west side. And that foundation of having to go to church,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, Bible school, Sunday school, you know what I'm saying, that foundation is what I was under, you know, at the younger years of my life, until I wanted to jump off the porch.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I had a real solid upbringing until I wanted to get into the streets and learn stuff for myself.
And it's crazy that, you know, not crazy, but you stayed that you had that foundation with the church and all that, right? Me, myself, too, all that, right? And I always, on the mentor, and I always tell the youth that the fact that we had that moment in church, it really gave us compassion in certain situations, where, like what you say, giving due the pass, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, so you being in church, did it get the same feel for you, or it was just, you just know when to say, okay, you say you had a good foundation. So
yeah, I think the church for me, because I'm Muslim now, and the church for me just gave me morals. Right from wrong.
Right.
Do unto others as you have them do unto you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The commandments, how to treat people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How to respect your elders. I think that's what I took from being in the church and all that as a youngster. You know, you go into church, you got to speak to your aunties, your grandma. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. How you doing? You learn morals and respect.
And that's what I'm leading to, because it's like, when you're in the street, the dude might owe you a bill. Speaking of my experience, and you might say you want to tap their wrist real hard, but you're like, I know his grandmother. You know what I'm saying? She used to cook for me. You know what I'm saying? And I said a lot of times when you don't have that foundation, you don't have that compassion, right?
And, that's the same thing with police, right? If we had police in our neighborhoods that grew up in the neighborhood, they won't be quick to kill somebody or to arrest somebody. I know him. I went to school with his uncle. Yo, man, come here, man. Put that shit down. I'm gonna give you a warning this time, but next time I'm take your ass to jail. That's the type of. It wouldn't be no police brutality if we had the people in our neighborhoods policing our own. You know what I'm saying? Our own neighborhoods. But that's just how it's supposed to be, bro. Like, if you not in a position where you bringing somebody up or you helping somebody, it's not gonna reciprocate to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I say the benefits of being real is so beneficial. I said it to you yesterday because the way I've treated people, you know, I've given people my last. I went out the way. I fight for people. I put my life. I've done a lot of things, a lot of selfless stuff in my life. Right. And that's why God is continuing to bless me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never been about me.
He bless you. He even cut your. He bless you.
Oh,
this shit blinded me in this moment, right? He blinded me, man. You look, I usually have my shades on, man. Shit blinded me though, man. Go ahead though, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just what it is though. I've always looked at it like that, bro, because and people don't understand this when I say it sometimes. I'm different, but I'm not different. We the same person, bro. We grow up the same way. We piss and shit all the same. We got the same 24 hours a day. But I say I'm different because I know what I'm finna do with my 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? I got plans for my 24 hours before them 24 hours hit. When I wake up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna make something out this day. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody don't have that attitude. A lot of people had an attitude of, I want somebody to do it, make it happen for me. Or why him and not me? You know what I'm saying? And so that's when I be like, I know I'm different, but at the same time, what separates me from a lot of people is God's favor. You can't buy that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing is better than God's favor. And that is the best blessing that I could ever have, because I did a lot of things to fuck up where I'm at, to put myself in a bad place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But His favor protected me all the time. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. We talking about where I'm from, Port Arthur, Texas. So I had a friend named John Johnson, and he was in the game, heavy in the game. Everybody knew him, but he took care of me. So my older brother got killed when I was 16, and this was his best friend. So he stepped in the role. He was close friends, but he stepped in the role as a big brother when my brother got killed. And it was a time where they was the feds was in his house. You can see him through the back window tearing his room up. He's across the street at this elderly lady house, and he calls me. And like, Jack, man, they tearing the house up, but I got 9 hard in the front. But they tearing the room up. I get this chick to take me over there. So his nephew that stayed, this was his aunt's house, his nephew that stayed there, we played basketball together. So that was my whole plan. I knocked on the door. As soon as I knocked on the door, Baloo and Corona, you know, it's a small city, so I know all the police names. I know everybody named Baloo and Corona. They run to the door. They like, where John at? They know because I'm with him all the time. I'm like, I have no idea. I see y'all, all the cars and the police around his house. I'm coming to check on Ardell. I'm telling them that was his blood cousin name. And they was like, we know you know where he at. Tell him we looking for him. And they dart back in the back of the house, tearing up shit. As soon as they turn the corner, his aunt look at me. I give her that look. You know what I'm here for. Go up under the couch, grab the 9 hard. Now, I'm finna remind y'all something. At that time,
that's a mandatory.
They was giving a gram. They was giving you a year for each gram.
Right, yeah.
Each gram, I had 9 hard.
9 times 20, 9 times 28.
It's at 18.
Yeah.
18 years old. Life, you never heard about me. Put the 9 in my drawers, walk out the door. As soon as I grabbed the door handle to lift the door up, they called my name. Man, I'm talking about when I heard that, I just sweat. Damn near pissed on myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's over. Came out, handed me his card, like, tell John the cars, we know you know where he at. They knew I was finna go meet him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I darted off. But I'm saying that's the type of shit, having God's favor. That was the dumbest shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it was my boy, this was my life was gonna be over. He probably gave me $5,000 for that. You know what I'm saying? But not even knowing the life that I had ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? So having God's favor is better than anything, bro.
That's a jewel, man. Look, that's why we call it exchanging jewel, because you gave a hell of a jewel right there, man. And I don't know if the new generation understand what that mandatory minimums was for what you got out that house right there, man. But you would have been washed up. You know what I'm saying? You would have been
nobody
washed
would
up.
ever heard of me.
You would have been washed up. You been washed up.
I'd have been another statistic.
Right.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days. Been a road.
Look, man, make sure y'all log on to Curtbone TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share it with a friend. I'm going to keep on bringing y'all interesting content, interesting interviews. I'm going to even let y'all think of topics to give me that we can talk about. I'm going to start going live. But what I need y'all to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, share it with a friend. Remember, Curtbone TV.